Describe something you do that can help you concentrate on work or study, you should say. What is it? How it helps you concentrate, when you do it, and explain how you feel about it.
Okay.
And now we'll hear a Band 8 level response. For this part, you'll be reading it as if you were the test taker.
Right. Got it. Here's the Band 8 response. Well, one thing I do to help me concentrate on my work or study is listening to instrumental music. I usually play soft piano or classical music on my headphones when I'm working on something important, like writing an essay or preparing for a test. It helps me focus because it blocks out distracting noises around me, like people talking, traffic outside, or even the sound of the TV in the next room, and creates a calm atmosphere that makes me feel relaxed. I often do this in the morning when my mind is fresh, or sometimes late at night when the house is quiet and there are fewer interruptions. Honestly, I feel really peaceful and productive when I do this. It's like the music helps me enter a little bubble where I can just focus on my tasks without getting distracted. I've noticed that without it, I tend to lose my train of thought quite easily, so it's become a bit of a habit for me now.
Okay, so instrumental music, a pretty common strategy, I think. I like that description of entering a little bubble.
Yeah, it's quite evocative, blocking out the world.
So after that, the examiner would shift to part 3, asking broader questions. Let's hear the first part 3 question and the Band 8 answer, again, read as the test taker. Examiner asks, what can people do to improve their ability to concentrate?
Okay, here's the response. I think people can improve their concentration by creating a quiet environment, without distractions like phones or loud noises.
Yeah.
Also, taking short breaks during work can help refresh the mind and prevent feeling too tired. For me, I find that drinking a cup of tea while studying keeps me alert and focused. Another thing is to make a to-do list so you know exactly what to focus on without feeling lost or overwhelmed by too many tasks.
Right, so practical tips there. Quiet space, breaks, maybe a little caffeine boost, and making lists.
Structure. Pretty standard advice, but clearly explained.
Okay, next question from the examiner. Is it important for children to concentrate on their studies? Why?
Yes, it's very important for children to concentrate on their studies because it helps them learn better and understand things properly. If they don't focus, they might miss important lessons, and it could affect their future, like getting good grades or jobs later on. Also, learning to concentrate early helps them build good habits, like being disciplined, which they can use in other areas of life as they grow up.
Yeah, it makes sense. It's foundational, isn't it, for learning and just general life skills?
Absolutely. Discipline is key there.
Next examiner question. Can exercise help people improve concentration?
I believe exercise can help with concentration. When you exercise, it makes you feel more energetic and reduces stress, so your mind becomes clearer. For example, I sometimes go for a quick walk before studying, and I feel more ready to focus after that. Even something simple like stretching for a few minutes can wake up your body and help you sit down with a better mindset for work or study.
The mind-body connection, getting the blood flowing helps clear the head. Relatable.
Yeah, a quick walk can make a difference.
All right, examiner asks, what kinds of jobs require high concentration at work?
Well, jobs like doctors or surgeons need a lot of concentration because they deal with people's lives, and any mistake can be dangerous. Also, pilots and teachers need to focus a lot to make sure everything goes smoothly. Another example is accountants, who have to pay close attention to numbers and details to avoid errors in financial reports that could cause big problems.
High-stakes professions where, yeah, a lapse in focus could have really serious consequences.
Exactly. Surgeons, pilots, you really need that intense focus.
Okay, next. Do you think technology will harm children's ability to concentrate?
Yes. I think technology can harm children's ability to concentrate because things like social media or games are very distracting. Kids might spend too much time on their phones instead of studying or playing outside. Also, the fast pace of videos or apps can make it hard for them to sit still and focus on slower tasks like reading a book or doing homework.
The distraction factor, that's a huge concern for parents and educators now, isn't it? The constant stimulation.
It really is. The always-on culture.
And the final part 3 question for this Band 8 round. Why is it more difficult for children to concentrate nowadays than in the past?
I think it's harder for children to concentrate now because there's so many distractions, like smartphones and the internet. In the past, kids probably spent more time reading or playing outside, which helped them focus better. Nowadays, they're often multitasking, like watching TV while doing homework, which splits their attention. Also, parents might be busier, so there's less guidance to help kids stay on track.
So, more distractions, multitasking habits, maybe less direct supervision. It paints a picture of the modern challenge.
Yeah, a combination of factors.
Okay, great. So that gives us a feel for the Band 8 level. Now let's do the same thing, but this time with a Band 9 response. Same part 2 question first. Describe something you do that can help you concentrate, etc.
All right, ready. Here's the Band 9 response. One thing I do to boost my concentration while working or studying is practicing a short meditation session. Basically, I sit in a quiet corner of my room, close my eyes, and focus on my breathing for about 10 minutes. Sometimes even visualizing a peaceful place like a serene beach to calm my thoughts. This really helps me clear my mind of any clutter or stress, allowing me to dive into my tasks with a sharper focus and avoid getting sidetracked by random worries. I usually do this early in the morning before starting my day, as it sets a positive tone for everything else, though occasionally I'll do it in the afternoon if I feel my energy dipping. I must say, I feel incredibly refreshed and centered after meditating. It's almost like hitting a reset button on my brain. I remember one time during my university exams, I was so overwhelmed with revision, but just a few minutes of meditation helped me calm down and ace a particularly tough paper. It's become a little ritual that I genuinely cherish, and I often look forward to that quiet moment of stillness in my otherwise busy day.
Wow, okay, meditation. You can immediately hear a difference in the language, can't you? Boost my concentration, serene beach, clear my mind of clutter.
Definitely more descriptive, more nuanced vocabulary, and that reset button analogy is powerful.
Yeah, hitting a reset button on my brain. I like that. Okay, let's move to the part 3 follow-ups for Band 9. First question again. What can people do to improve their ability to concentrate?
Okay, the Band 9 take. There are several strategies people can adopt to enhance their focus. For one, minimizing distractions by switching off notifications or creating a dedicated workspace can work wonders. Additionally, practicing mindfulness techniques such as deep breathing or meditation can train the mind to stay present. I've personally found that setting small, achievable goals for each study session keeps me motivated and on track rather than feeling overwhelmed by a huge task.
All right, similar ideas: managing distractions, setting goals but phrased differently, enhance their focus, mindfulness techniques work wonders. It sounds, well, more sophisticated.
It does. There's more precision in the language.
Okay, next question. Is it important for children to concentrate on their studies? Why?
Absolutely. Concentration is crucial for children when it comes to their studies. It enables them to absorb information effectively and develop critical thinking skills, which are foundational for their academic and personal growth. Without focus, they might struggle to retain knowledge or build discipline, potentially impacting their confidence and future opportunities. I believe fostering this skill early on sets them up for success in life.
Again, stronger vocabulary, crucial, foundational, fostering this skill. It emphasizes the long-term significance more explicitly.
Yeah, framing it in terms of academic and personal growth.
Next step, can exercise help people improve concentration?
Definitely. Exercise can significantly boost concentration. Physical activity increases blood flow to the brain, which enhances cognitive functions and reduces mental fatigue. For instance, I recall a friend who struggled with staying focused during long work hours. After incorporating a 30-minute jog into his daily routine, he noticed a remarkable improvement in his ability to tackle complex tasks without losing steam. It's fascinating how the body and mind are so interconnected.
Oh, interesting. Adding a little personal anecdote there about the friend. That makes it more vivid, doesn't it? And terms like significantly boost cognitive functions without losing steam.
Right. The anecdote adds weight, and the vocabulary elevates the explanation beyond just feeling better.
Okay, next. What kinds of jobs require high concentration at work?
Certain professions demand an exceptional level of concentration due to the high stakes involved. Take surgeons, for example. They must maintain unwavering focus during intricate procedures where a split-second lapse could be catastrophic. Similarly, air traffic controllers and software developers working on critical systems need to be meticulously attentive to avoid errors. These roles highlight how concentration isn't just a skill, but a necessity.
Exceptional level, unwavering focus, intricate procedures, catastrophic, meticulously attentive. Wow, the word choice really paints a picture of the intensity required.
It really does. It emphasizes the absolute necessity of focus in those fields.
Okay, nearly there. Do you think technology will harm children's ability to concentrate?
I believe technology can indeed pose a threat to children's concentration if not managed properly. The constant influx of notifications and the allure of instant gratification from games or social media can fragment their attention span. However, it's not all doom and gloom. Technology, when used mindfully, like educational apps, can enhance learning. The key lies in striking a balance and teaching kids self-discipline in a digital age.
Ah, a more balanced perspective here, acknowledging the threat, fragment their attention span, but also the potential upside if used mindfully.
That's a good point.
It's nuanced, not just blaming technology outright, but focusing on management and balance.
Right. And the final question for Band 9. Why is it more difficult for children to concentrate nowadays than in the past? In my opinion, children face greater challenges in concentrating today due to the overwhelming presence of digital distractions. Unlike in the past, when entertainment was limited to books or outdoor play, today's kids are bombarded with stimuli from smartphones, tablets, and streaming platforms, which can overstimulate their minds. Moreover, the fast-paced nature of modern life often leaves little room for downtime, making it harder for them to develop patience and focus. I think this shift in lifestyle plays a significant role.
Overwhelming presence, bombarded with stimuli, overstimulate their minds, fast-paced nature, shift in lifestyle. Again, much more descriptive language to explain the same core ideas as the Band 8 response.
Yes, the vocabulary and sentence structure convey a deeper level of analysis, perhaps.
Okay, so we've heard both sets of responses. Fascinating to compare them side by side. Now, let's maybe break down some of those language differences we noticed, starting with the Band 8 Part 2 response, what stood out grammatically.
Well, in the Band 8 Part 2, the grammar is solid, quite functional. We see the present continuous for habits, I'm working on something important. That's pretty standard for describing routines.
Okay.
An effective use of complex sentences using connectors like because, like when, so. For example, it helps me focus because it blocks out, shows clear cause and effect. Straightforward.
Right.
Also, the use of the present perfect in I've noticed, connecting a past observation to the present, and modal verbs like tend to lose, indicating probability. All correct, just perhaps less varied than Band 9.
And the vocabulary in that Band 8 Part 2?
It's clear and gets the job done. Specific examples like instrumental music, soft piano are good. Phrases like blocks out distracting noises are direct.
And there's more informal bits?
Yeah, enter a little bubble, lose my train of thought, become a bit of a habit. They make it sound natural and relatable, less formal.
Okay. How about the grammar in the Band 8 Part 3 answers?
Again, functional and clear. Lots of presence, symbol for general truths like taking short breaks can help. We saw conditional sentences if they don't focus, showing consequences, and simple linking words like also. Another thing is to structure the answers.
Makes sense. And key vocabulary from those Part 3 responses. Give us some highlights.
Sure, it's very direct vocabulary. Things like quiet environment, refresh the mind, alert and focused. When talking about kids, it's miss important lessons, affect their future, build good habits, clear consequences.
Right.
For exercise, more energetic, reduces stress, leading to a clearer mind, For jobs, deal with people's lives. Mistake can be dangerous, need to pay close attention. With tech, very distracting, spend too much time, hard to sit still, and comparing past present, so many distractions, multitasking, which splits their attention. It's all very understandable.
Very clear, yeah. Now let's shift gears to the Band 9 Part 2 response. What grammatical features caught your ear there?
Okay, here we see more complexity and variety. Use of infinitives of purpose is prominent. To boost my concentration, to calm my thoughts, clearly states the why.
Okay, purpose.
Also, participle clauses, like allowing me to dive, which adds information quite efficiently, without starting a whole new clause. More sophisticated linking words, too. Basically, though, I must say, almost like they create a smoother, more natural flow.
Yeah, those linking words felt very natural.
And the use of perfect tenses to connect past and present, like, I was so overwhelmed, but meditation helped me calm down and ace, showing the lasting impact of a past event.
And the vocabulary in that Band 9 Part 2 was noticeably richer, wasn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Phrases like boost my concentration, not just help. Specifics like short meditation session, quiet corner, focus on my breathing, visualizing a peaceful place, serene beach. Much more vivid imagery. And describing the effects. Clear my mind of any clutter or stress. Dive into my tasks with a sharper focus, avoiding getting sidetracked. Expressions like sets a positive tone, energy dipping, feeling incredibly refreshed and centered, that reset button idea.
Yeah.
Even recalling being overwhelmed with revision and managing to ace a particularly tough paper, calling it a little ritual I genuinely cherish. That quiet moment of stillness. It's just richer, more evocative language all around.
It really paints a picture. What about the grammar in the Band 9 Part 3 answers?
We see more formal linking phrases starting sentences. There are several strategies. For one, additionally, gives a slightly more structured, perhaps academic feel, but still conversational.
Right, a bit more organized presentation.
And emphasizing personal experience, like I've personally found, adds conviction. Stronger modal verbs, too, like can work wonders instead of just can help.
Okay, and finally, let's hit the vocabulary highlights from those Band 9 Part 3 answers. There was a lot there.
There was. It's about precision. Minimizing distractions, dedicated workspace, mindfulness techniques, train the mind to stay present. Setting small, achievable goals to avoid feeling overwhelmed. For kids, crucial. Absorb information effectively, develop critical thinking skills, foundational for growth, fostering this skill to set them up for success. For exercise, significantly boost, enhances cognitive functions, reduces mental fatigue, remarkable improvement, tackle complex tasks without losing steam. The interconnected body and mind. For good one. Jobs. Exceptional level of concentration, high stakes, unwavering focus, intricate procedures, split-second labs could be catastrophic. Meticulously attentive, a necessity, not just a skill. Technology. Pose a threat, influx of notifications, allure of instant gratification. Fragment their attention span, but also use mindfully. Enhance learning, striking a balance, digital age.
Right, that balanced view.
And finally, comparing eras. Face greater challenges, overwhelming presence of digital distractions, bombarded with stimuli, overstimulate, fast-paced nature, little room for downtime, develop patience. Shift in lifestyle plays a significant role. It's just consistently using more specific and impactful words.
So listening to all that, it's clear both levels provide, useful insights into focus strategies, things we can all probably relate to or try.
Absolutely. Both use valid techniques, music, meditation, managing environment, breaks.
But the Band 9 responses really demonstrate a step up in, linguistic sophistication, wouldn't you say? Richer vocabulary, more complex sentences, expressing ideas with more nuance and depth.
Exactly. It's not just what they say, but how they say it. The precision, the fluency, the range of language used. That's a key differentiator at that higher band level.
And hopefully by sort of Dissecting these examples, you listening have maybe picked up some ideas for your own focus, but also got a feel for how you might talk about these things more effectively.
Yeah, thinking about how you describe your own processes can be quite insightful.
Definitely. So it leaves us with a thought, perhaps. Considering everything we've heard, especially about technology and distractions, here's something for you to mull over. In this world that's constantly pulling at our attention, what's maybe one small concrete change you could try, maybe even today, to actively, deliberately cultivate your own ability to concentrate?
Good question to end on. Something practical to take away.